YouTube, what's going on? It's Mike back here with my final Duelist Kingdom deck profile. This will be Bandit Keys, and if you can hear a garbage truck in the background, I'm sorry about that. I'm recording in my car, just because it's the quietest place without having to scream and yell while doing these deck profiles in the house. So Bandit Keith was an interesting character. He used a lot of really high-level attack monsters, and that would be good in a Duelist Kingdom, I guess, format where you don't have to tribute any monsters, but in regular time, or in a regular format, it kind of sucks, so you need a lot of support cards in order to even get his monsters out. So let's see what he's got going on right here. So pretty much everything, you play more than one, just because he doesn't have that many monsters. We only saw him duel one time, I think, so at least in Duelist Kingdom. So he does run the 2 Zoa, or I guess I run the 2 Zoa. He might only have one, but there's 2 Zoa, 2600 attack, 7-star, 2 tributes, not bad. Launcher Spider, 2200, 2 tribute, not as great. But you know, we can move past that. That's kind of all his monsters are. Slot Machine, kind of the same deal. 2,700 attack monster. He powered this up a lot in the anime, which made it better, but for right now it's not great. And then a 6-star, 1750. I mean, you saw Kaiba's Legend, the Mystical Genie of the Land. That was just 1,800 attack, 4-star monster. So kind of how the game was back then. But anyway, then you have Metal Zoa, which is an upgraded version of Zoa. Equip Metal Morph onto it. Then you move over here, which my favorite card in his entire deck is Barrel Dragon, just because it's a cool card. 7-star, 2600 attack point monster, kind of like Zoa. But once per turn, you can target one monster, toss a coin 3 times, and if at least 2 of the coin tosses are heads, you get to destroy that monster. And then, oh yeah, sorry about that, I was dozing off, my bad. Anyway, then you have his only 4-star monster of his deck, which is Blast Sphere. And I guess, I don't even know what his effect is right now. Okay, I see. So if your monster, if an opponent kind of attacks into that monster, then next standby phase it gets destroyed. Anyway, so in order to actually bring his monsters out, we have the classic 3 ancient rules. Absolutely necessity in this deck. You can't play this deck without ancient rules. It's kind of impossible. Alright, I'm going to pause the recording, guys, because the dump truck's going right by me, so I'll be like right back. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Anyway, after the 3 ancient rules, you play the 2 cost down, a Kaiba card, but you kind of need this to be able to summon out monsters like Pendulum Machine, or use only 1 tribute for stuff like Slot Machine and Launcher Spider. So it's good. You might have to discard 1 card, but a lot of the hands in this deck can be kind of dead, so that might not be so bad. And then you have 1 double summon. This is a card that I didn't know about until recently, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is such a great card. And then I figured out Yusei used it. In 1 turn, you can conduct 2 normal summons, and well, that might be pretty good. You only have 1 4-star monster, and the only way you'd use this is if you summon that, and then you tribute that, and then summon another monster. But not as likely you'll have a Blast Sphere with this card in your hand, so I only run the 1. And then Pot of Greed, obviously. Stray Lambs, you can, it's just token summon. The only downside is you can't summon other monsters the turn you play this, but you can set monsters. So if you were to play Stray Lamb, sacrifice these 2, and then lay Launcher Spider in defense mode. It's a 2500 defense mode monster you can just flip up next turn, or if you want to keep it in defense mode, up to you. Then you have classic Stop Defense card, he used it. Same thing, kind of discarding one card for Lightning Vortex, discard one card, destroy all face-up monsters, kind of like a Simmer Down Raigeki. And then Monster Reborn, obviously. Monarch Stormforth, another very critical card in this deck. It's kind of like a better Soul Exchange. You can tribute one monster your opponent controls. So if you have a monster, they have a monster, tribute them, summon out one of your 7-star monsters. But you can't attack that turn. The only downside is, I guess, you can't special summon from your extra deck, but this deck doesn't have an extra deck, so not a problem here. And then Premature Burial, just pay 100 life points, just monster regeneration. 3-7 completed. You equip this onto a machine type monster, and you can choose whether you want 700 attack or defense added to it, which is a very versatile card, used in many situations. I love it. And then 3 Mirror Force. This card's just too good. You'll see I play this in so many decks. It's just really good, so I like to play it. And this deck needs the protection, definitely, when you get bad hands. Metal Morph, it's for his Metal Zoa, and then Time Machine. If a monster gets destroyed, flip that up, kind of like a Call of the Haunted. And then here's a side deck of 5 cards that I found on Yu-Gi-Oh! Wiki. Most of my decks I make off of there, with my little twist, obviously. These 5 cards, Garnicha Elefantis, Giganto, Ancient Tool, Gatekeeper, and Saber Slasher, all terrible cards. If you want to run them, you can, but since you use them, I've just put them in the side deck, because why not? Anyway, that was my Duelist Kingdom Bandit Keys deck. Sorry about maybe noise or not as great of a quality of video. That's my bad, guys. Anyway, next time we'll be starting Battle City character decks, everyone's favorite season, and there is a lot of character decks to come from that. Anyway, I'll see you next time on the next video, guys. Peace out.